Welcome back to Bitesize Endgames. Yesterday, we witnessed a shocking scene when the top grandmaster, Arjun Erigaisi, hung a rook in a drawn ending. How on earth could this happen? Today, I'll try to break down this ending and perhaps give a few suggestions as to why this could have happened. In this position, Abdustarov played king f5. He's just trying to move around with the two bishops. I'm very sure that he knew this was a draw, but that white still has a bit of practical chances. Because with the bishops, it's always slightly tricky for black to play, and white can play for a win without any risk. So obviously, he's going to try to play on and see what happens. And as we saw in the game, Arjun now played the move rook h4, simply hanging the rook in one move. How could this happen to such a strong player? Perhaps the best open tournament player of our generation. Well, here's my theory. I think this is a case of a one direction blunder. Now, what on earth is a one direction blunder? Let's go back to this position. My theory is that Arjun saw the move bishop b4 check, which looks a bit annoying because the king is forced away and we can take the f7 pawn. And maybe then, if white can pick up the a4 pawn, he will have some serious winning chances. The problem is, it's actually impossible to pick up the a4 pawn. After the move rook c2, black will achieve a relatively easy draw. In fact, white can't really even pick up the pawn on f7. For instance, after bishop b4 check, king d8, if you take on f7, an important point is that now we can check on f2, take the bishop, and play a3. And now the wrong bishop will give us an easy draw. Black will simply put his king on a8 and wait around, and white can do absolutely nothing. And if white tries to wait with his bishop, well, the black king goes to the queen side, which will now make it pretty impossible for him to take the pawn on a4. Even if white manages to take the pawn on f7 in some way, for instance after king e5, we have this idea of rook b2, and after white takes on f7, we can sacrifice the rook for the bishop and take white's last pawn, giving us a draw. However, Arjun was under immense pressure in this situation. A draw would give him a playoff spot against a much weaker opponent. And winning this tournament would give him not only his second major title of the year, but also a whole lot of FIDE circuit points, which will help him qualify for the candidates tournament. And now we can understand how the pieces come together, overestimating white's threat of bishop b4. And now, here's where Arjun forgot that the bishop could actually go in this direction. And he played the move to stop bishop b4. The only move that stops bishop b4. Unfortunately, it puts the rook on the wrong square. An unfortunate square which loses the whole rook in one move. My guess is he simply, in the heat of the moment, missed that the bishop could move in this direction. And that cost him the game and the tournament. Now, I don't know Arjun personally, so this is just a theory of mine based on my own experience. However, this is definitely a heartbreak for Arjun and his many fans, myself included. But one thing that I really admire about Arjun is that he's able to come back even stronger. And I look forward to seeing some exciting games of his from the Hour of Men tournament, which starts in a few days.